All right, hold. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Instagram? Let's start jamming out. I'm choosing a little bit old school, a little bit old school. See if you know this one. I feel like this appropriately fits the mood of the energy that is happening right now in the collective. So see if you resonate with this one. We're going a little bit old school. Hi, loves. Oh, I love your hearts. Dr. Erin, girl. And Q is on. Hi, love. Thank you. I'm trying the multicolored aura app today. I mean, filter on Instagram. Hi, led by heart, baby. Hi, Nikki. I love your hearts. Who's jamming on us? Jam out, guys. Right now, it's like, get it together. Got it together. Gotta be bolder, wiser, stronger, all of the above. How are you guys doing? We'll start. What are we doing today? We're doing Sacred Rebel deck. We're going to do a little enchanted map. Get a little purpose up in there. And I think what I'm going to break out again today, a little bit loud. We're going to break out the business oracle cards for all of our spiritual entrepreneurs out there. Hi, loves. Who we got? Hi, Leanna. Hi, Juliana. Hi, Nicolette. All right. And how are you guys feeling? What is going on with the energy with you this week? It's been a roller coaster. I gotta be real. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. I'm not gonna lie. I have been in cocoon mode, handling things, but definitely working some stuff out. Tired. Definitely tired energy. Okay, cool. Awesome. What else? We'll get started after the song. I love it. I love this song. It's all about like empowerment and like breaking through. Yes, you do. Hi, Serah Ford. Yes. The aura around, it keeps changing. You guys can see it on it, so you can't see it on YouTube. Hermit, yes. Tired, yes. Crazy energy and emotions. Hectic and drained. Super intense old timelines. Cleaning up. Yes. Oh, it's been a while since you've been able to catch Soul Circle live. Thanks for jumping on, Susie. We missed you. What will say today? Can we get some hearts on that? Self-love, love with others, connection, passion. I think we all want desire. Yes, hearts. And we gotta be bold. And we gotta be wiser. I was just like, what song is going to really reflect the energy of what's going on like right now? And that
There's
one
nothing better.
Felt appropriate. And apparently there's nothing better than something. All right. Hold the phone. All right, loves. Officially welcome to Soul Circle. If you are new, I am Serah Delane, your Conscious Lifestylist. And what up to everybody? I love all of you guys that join on every week and bring your questions and bring your love. And this tribe is so badass. You guys are amazing. All right, so what do we got as far as the energy for today? We've got, yes, emotional. We've got, you miss me. Awesome. I love that. I miss you too. Drained. Yes. Oh gosh. Hermit mode. Yes. So how are you guys feeling in this? What's coming up most for, like, while you're in that drained and hectic and emotional, like, you know, yes, bringing up old timelines. I love that. What's coming up the most? Freak accidents. That does not sound awesome. Yes, all of us badass babes. I love you guys. What has been very interesting, who's been experiencing a lot of very interesting synchronicities? Like more than usual, like fully feeling like you are in the vortex flow of like seeing people or like feeling something and then they call you, or just like fully feeling in that flow. Who is in that mode? We've got some hearts on that. We've got some insecurity, anxious to get to the next steps. Okay, good. Anxiety is good. Anxiety is your future self pulling you, magnetizing you into that next version of you. And the anxiety is the tension between that past version or your current self, right? That's kind of holding back from you fully stepping into that future version of you, right? So what are you making it mean? What internal dialogue are you having that is stopping you or keeping you from that, right? What belief systems, and ultimately what is the root emotion underneath that belief system that's keeping you from that? So yes, definitely. Okay, so we've got, is this yes, definitely in all the synchronicities, right? People trying to contact you and you don't feel like responding. Good. Honor that. Healthy boundaries. Honor yourself and whatever you need. Make sure you at least communicate something to them, right? So then they don't have like a missing, or they don't potentially, right? This is where we can go like a little bit quantum in just like taking care of how you show up in the world, right? Where, like, have you ever had that moment where, like, if somebody didn't call you back and then you kind of had that human moment where you're like, did I do something wrong? Like, is it me? Like, what happened? You know? So I would just say, make sure that you communicate with them and at least say, like, hey, I'm honoring myself right now. I'm cocooning a little bit, right? So then they don't start thinking potentially that something's wrong or that they did something or whatever, right? So I think healthy boundaries are super great, but also communicating so that, right, because we all make shit mean shit. Everybody does, right? So just holding compassion for that, clearing out old energies. Nice. Definitely in the mood of full moon. So yes, 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 like crazy. So many synchronicities. I love this. I love hearing this. That means we're on the vortex. We're in the flow of it. Feeling in between. What does that mean, Bo? And we're like seriously in that space. We're about to enter in like massive shift. I mean, yes, we're already in like the flow of those massive shifts happening. And I know it sounds like a broken record. Like, let's just be real, right? Because we're always like, every full moon, there's like a massive shift. And every full moon, you're like releasing something, right? And not to dive super deep into like astrology or anything like that, but we're coming up on eclipse season. And what that means is, right, there's a lot of internal transformation, a lot of planetary transformations. And so this is like the full moon, like purge, so that you can really go deep, 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 deep within and get really super in touch with your emotions, what is coming up for you. Like tracking the what you think you're supposed to be doing, right? What creates anxiety, that's like the checklist. And yes, you still have to take care of stuff, right? Like I had a great day of like green lining the checklist. There's something really fulfilling in that. And at the same time, there's making sure that you're honoring your deepest emotions that are coming up, because sometimes we can get really caught up in the what we think that we're supposed to do with that anxious feeling of FOMO, a little bit of FOMO. Who here might be experiencing I want this one. Oh, I want those two, apparently. Okay. Like a little bit of like, oh no, if I don't do this, then what'll happen, right? And that creates that fear. And that's what we need to be paying most attention to right now, because that is not, we do not need to be acting based on whatever that fear program is. And really going into, okay, what are those emotions of what is coming up, but then what would feel most like self-honoring? What would feel most like self-respecting, not in whatever the mind is telling you to do, right? You guys are awesome. Okay, let me scroll up. Okay. Feeling like I'm finally coming out of a very long cocoon period. Good. Awesome. Love that. Time to burst out and connect. Yes, exactly. Cool. So you've probably been doing a lot of your work in releasing so that then you can really step into that and come out. I love that. I love that. Ooh, started reading something called The Mastery of Love. That's cool. And I want that one too. Okay, cool. So that's 4 on the business. No, they want 5 on the business. Cool. Hold the phone. And on our Sacred Rebels. Okay. I don't know about that book. Letting go. Yes. Yes. Amber Valdez, Life Purpose Cheerleader. Hello, goddess. What is up with you, boo? We need to have a call. We need to have a check-in, girl. We need to have a serious check-in. I know we've been playing like phone tag, so let's make that happen. Hi, Chanel, baby. Okay. Clearing out the old. Yes. 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 Okay, hang on. Yes, it's gonna be massive. Okay, again, like I know we always, like it does sound like a broken record, but think of it as like seasons, right? You know, and like every summer you're like, oh, it's gonna be a hot one, guys. It's gonna be boiling, right? Or for you that are on the other side, it's gonna be a cold one. It's gonna be a real cold one. Okay, we want that. So yes, this is like I don't even know. Like you guys feel that, right? Give some hearts if you are like tapped in, that you can feel that there is like, it's like something coming, like the boiling under the surface. And I think that's where a little bit of the anxiety is coming from, right? And I'm just going to do like a quick little reminder, because I have been, and this is what's coming up like a lot with a lot of my client calls and with myself personally, right? So check in with your body. The body, like the physical body, is the foundation for all of this energy coming in. Yes, hearts, I love it. So all of this energy that's coming in, like, yes, we work specifically around like the subconscious programming, right? So the mind, right? The emotions and the spirit. And those are all the sort of non-tangibles, right? The etheric kind of energy, right? The body is what like sort of funnels all that in and houses that. So some of you guys have heard me talk a little bit about the biofield, right? So we have all of these, like, we've got wounds, we've got trauma, we've got programs, we've got all these things in the biofield, stuck in the biofield. So by the time the body is experiencing something, it's been in the biofield for a really long time. So we're being asked to really check in with the foundation of your body and making sure that that is on point. I'm not happy about it, but I've been off of coffee for like, I think like 3 weeks now. Oh my God. A little bit of a fun killer, because I really like coffee. I'm gonna go find one of those alternatives and all that fun stuff, right? But it's really asking us to check in with what we need to strengthen and have the most balance in. Stress energy levels, even if you don't feel like there's a tiger chasing, some of you guys are actually feeling that anxiousness, right? And you can feel all that energy. Yes, and mental fog, exactly. But this goes across the board, because this is happening with so many people right now, because we have these high electromagnetic frequencies, these energies that are coming in. This is not like made up stuff. This is like we all hit 5G, and it's affecting our energy body. It's affecting our biofield, which is then affecting our physical body. So that being said, intense workouts these days. Yes, totally feeling it. I love you, love my heart. And all of that, the electromagnetics is causing more stress in our energy body. So even if you're not having a panic attack or feeling the physical sensations of stress, it's actually in your energy field and it's releasing those stress hormones in your physical body, right? So we're really needing to like make sure that we're paying attention so much on our physical body as we're dealing with all of this shift, right? It's kind of like, in order for us to have the upgrades, right? What do you think is gonna be the house of the upgrades? It's the body. It's the loving the body, right? So just a quick little like reminder to take care of that, right? As we're being, yes, mentally drained and emotionally drained, checking into how that relates to the body. We forget that sometimes. This is such a great time to do a detox. Amazing time to do a detox, right? Do a bacteria detox, do a parasite cleanse, do a liver detox, like whatever feels like best for you, handle it. This is like perfect prime opportunity. Okay. Yes, so wise. Oh, thank you, Amber. Love you, girl. Let's chat. Okay. You feel like we need to rest for what is to come. Exactly. And that's what I mean by, so when you get really, really tired, it's your body rejuvenating itself, priming itself so that you can move into whatever that next version is, or you can actually bring those higher energies in, right? It means we're transforming, guys. It means the butterflies are coming out of the cocoon. That's what it means. And it's so fun. It's so fun. But you guys also know the story of, right, how a butterfly transforms and then comes out of the cocoon. Like, it's not pretty. That's not pretty. You guys know, give some heart. Do you guys know how the butterfly and the transformation, right? Where it's like, it will literally, the little cute little caterpillar, it goes in, it creates a cocoon, and then it goes into this cocoon and it will literally shake itself into a plasma. Not kidding. It will shake itself so violently that it will turn into a plasma so that then it can reform into a butterfly, right? Talk about a panic attack. Talk about transformation. Talk about like, that's so badass about how nature can do that. And you imagine like the anxiety, that poor little caterpillar is like, all right, it's time to shake. Ready? Go. Like, I wonder when the caterpillar is like when it hits that button of like, it's time to start violently shaking itself into a new transformative like form. Like, when do you know? When are you in the cocoon and you're like, all right, it's time to turn into plasma now. Let me just violently shake all of everything that's not butterfly. Let me just violently shake that out now. That's where we're at. We're literally turning into our ultimate next level butterfly. So we're shaking. And that could totally not feel good. And you might need to rest a little bit. And there might be some anxiety, right? Sounds like how your body has been feeling as well. Okay, cool. I have been all over my ashwagandha, and my lovely Poppy, my father, happy belated Father's Day, reminded me of this thing called B-stress tabs. Basically, it's, I'm gonna say this right, pantothenic acid, pantothenic. I never say it right, really. Like pantothenic acid. Sounds really bad. But it's one of the things that we need to maintain healthy stress levels. So for those of you guys that know about my my Amazon store, it is in there. So anybody who is dealing with feelings or sensations of stress, get that shit. It is amazing, right? I was getting stomach aches, all that stuff. It is calming her down. All right. When it's time, you just know. Exactly. You kind of just go into your cocoon and you're like, all right, it's about to get real. Transformation time. Might happen on a Tuesday. Hashtag Transformation Tuesday. Okay. What else? What questions do we have coming through as I'm gonna finish? We're gonna see how, I'm gonna see what the cards have for us this evening. I pulled some on the business. These are the personal, Sacred Rebel. Interesting. The war of control that slowly destroys most relationships, and why domestication and the image of perfection lead to self-rejection. Is that a question, babe? There's the relationships for real right now. There is some very interesting transformations happening in relationships. You know what I'm a fan of right now? I'm a fan of the 30-second affair. That's what I'm a fan of. That's when you like see somebody from across the room and you're just like, damn, I just want to, and you guys have this like eye connection for maybe like 30 seconds. So then maybe they walk around again and then you have it again. It's hot. It's hot. It's amazing. Super fun. Okay, you want that one too. All right, what else? Oh, you were asking about the book. Okay, copy that move. Who's had, give some hearts if you've had a 30-second affair. It's like eye flirting, and maybe something happens later, maybe it doesn't. But it's one of my like favorite things of like just like connection, right? It's like just feeling that there's like an edge of chemistry that you can feel from across the room. And like nothing else matters, but it's so fun. Super sexy, especially when they're really sexy. What, babe? You're feeling how? Led by Heart? The best day. Yes. Juliana, you're like, it's an eye fuck. That's not too far off base, you know? Not too far off base. Exactly. I think we all need to create some more moments like that. Just saying. Just saying. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, what else? Yes, the desire. You know, it's like we all talk about like wanting love, and yes, we want love, okay? So hear me out on this. We want love. And yet there's this like feeling, and I want to let me scroll up so I can see your guys' comments on this, because I want you to share, like, you notice how when you say the word love, right? There's an energy, like feel free to share whatever your sense is when we think of love, right? Is it like softer and kind of like, I don't know, cuddly? It's deep for sure, right? You think love, you think like deep, you think connection. Yes, connection, okay? But it's like, do you resonate with like, it kind of has like this softer energy to it, right? In comparison to, oops, hang on. In comparison to like desire, right? Like if you put love in a basket and then you put desire in a basket, like desire, there's some fire there. There is some passion there, right? There's this little bit of like tension, enough tension that's like exciting, you know? Yes, love, calm, comfort, exactly. Safety, right? So those are all really wonderful things. And we all, yes, totally want that. And yet in our discovery of deeper levels of human connection, I feel like we need to tap a little bit more into sort of like the desire element. Like love is almost something that develops or comes later, or you can kind of experience once, right? Like there's trust. If it's safety, then you have to be able to trust, right? And yes, depth. So love is depth. Although desire, I think, can still be depth. I think desire is still technically depth, even in a 30-second affair. Still some depth there. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? It's like we need to bring a little bit more awareness. I shouldn't say what we need to do. I invite you all for an adventure to experiment with adding desire into your language, adding desire into your conversations whether you're in a relationship or single, right? Because this conversation of, we've got self-love, right? We've got, yes, we want love, right? It's a higher level of frequency. So that being said, joy is actually the highest level of frequency. Pretty sure in order to get to joy, you might need some desire. Just saying. I don't know where desire is on that scale, but desire and depth. Yes, girl. Yes. So I'm just offering that as an adventure to bring into more of our language the word desire and sort of feeling of desire, right? Because it feels different. Like desire and love, they feel totally different. And yet where, like, you guys remember like seesaws when we were really young? It's like, where has the conversation maybe been very heavy on the love side and maybe like it's a little lighter, on the desire side, as far as the words that we're using and the communication and what we're experiencing and what we're expressing and what we're wanting to manifest deeper, right? Okay, so give some hearts if that resonates. We all need a little bit more desire. You know what I'm saying? The chemicals. Yes, please. We all need some more chemicals happening. Okay, we need some serious oxytocin. That's probably more love. That's like the lovey, right? And the cuddles and the like, for real, we need that. For real. We live in such a digital oriented world, and as much as that's connecting us all over the world, I feel like there is this level of like, it's like we've all been eating fast food when it comes to relationships, and like, where is the like deep, hearty, like home cooked, yummy, satisfying, fulfilling meals? And who wants to take the time to really prepare that? Super easy to go to like In-N-Out, pun intended, but to really like who do you want to cook with? Who do you want to cook with? Who do you want to like sit down and not just share a meal with, but who do you want to like actually cook with? And what would you cook? And would it be spicy? Right? So right now, it's kind of like, when you go to the grocery store and you're really hungry and you look around and you're like, oh my God, like everything looks good. And then you fill up the basket. And by the time you get to like the register, there's like candy bars in there. I mean, I don't buy candy bars, but you know what I mean? Like there's like, I don't know, some pirate's booty in there, like some stuff that is not super healthy for you, right? You're like, I am hungry. I am going around. I am not fulfilled. And you put a bunch of stuff in the cart. And that's where sort of collectively as a culture, like I said, we're all dealing with this sort of, we can connect with each other all over the world. But where that's limiting us is our connection with each other. And it's kind of like going to the store and shopping when you're hungry versus when you're really like satisfying yourself and fulfilling yourself. And then you go to the store and you buy what's best for you, right? Deep dish spicy curry. Awesome. That sounds so delish right now, right? So we all need to stop shopping hungry. And we need to, if we are starving, we need to stop going to In-N-Out. Stop eating fast food. That is no nutritional value whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, it tastes really good, right? Or for those of you who are vegetarian, like the veggie burger or veggie style, right? So whatever your jam is, but fulfilling ourselves, and yes, self-love to a certain extent does that. And yet there's something like that's only within ourselves. So we're talking still about like human to human connection, right? And not just stop eating junk food and stop shopping hungry and satisfying that first within, because then you make better choices too in your dating process or even in your relationship. Yes, exactly. You get to be a little bit more selective and not so sort of, I mean, yeah, kind of like saying desperate, so to speak. You need help with those cravings sometimes. Great question. Have some 30-second affairs. I mean, I'm just saying, it wasn't a fully like home cooked meal, but it wasn't bad. I'm not hating on it. And he was cute too. He was really cute. He was handsome. Very handsome. Girl goes in and out, goes in and comes directly out. That's funny. Passion does go with cooking. Yes, it does. And some veggies, for real. Keep it healthy. Keep it healthy. Exactly. Okay. And exactly no walls. Well, you know what's interesting about that is like, how many of you all relate to having relationship PTSD? Like, I feel like everybody's so afraid to trigger or be triggered past programs. Yes, that's what's created this whole self-love movement, right? And yet everyone is still, we're generalizing for sure, like these walls. We know that it's not, yes, it keeps you from deeper levels of connection. And yet that's where doing the processing of releasing those walls. I don't want to say work, because it's not. That's where having the adventure and the fun of processing those. All right. Yes, yes, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Shall we do some cards? We're going to jam into the cards a little bit early this evening. Because I want to make sure that we have time to do both. Hold up. Hello. I forgot this one. Okay. Shuffling one more. Did you guys see last week? Did you guys love last week? Shout out to my friend Ben who joined on. Such an amazing sweetheart. You guys definitely need to check him out and follow him. He's a good dear brother of mine. So how much fun was that one? Rob Mack, hi love. All right, and we are choosing this one. You are such a sweetheart, honey. I can't wait to do our little love and soul sessions radio. You guys, if you do not have the app or listening online to Dash Radio Mondays at 4, myself, Dr. Aaron, Rob Mack, Serah Johnny, who is in Germany right now. So definitely go check that out. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So we're doing cards. We got some personal. We've got some oracle cards for business, and I'm pulling one. This is the enchanted map, which I kind of I'm not going to turn it over just yet. Just for sort of like our overall direction. You know what I mean? Followed him right after live. Okay, cool. So yes, huge shout out to Ben. We will have to see if he would like to come on Soul Circle again. We'll make that invitation. Would you guys like that to have Ben come on again and share some of his amazing wisdom? Give some hearts if that is a yes. Okay. So So first one, okay, this is so perfect for full moon. This is like releasing allegiances. So whenever this one comes up, yes, it can be, right, those relationships, if something's not fully in alignment, right, if your values are not in alignment, whatever that is, I'm like kind of over this whole like I'm self-loving, so fuck everybody, and like if it's not working, then like F you, right? Because that doesn't feel like that's having a whole lot of compassion. So I want to just like circle back around on that one. But releasing allegiances can also be those inner, like your inner allegiance. Hello, Sarah. Allegiances, right? So what that means for your past programming, right? Your protection programs, those agreements that you made with yourself, those like internal subconscious dialogue, right? That you're actually still connected with, that's creating the version of you that is no longer serving, right? So oftentimes, like we spend so much time focusing outward. So we spend so much time like pointing the finger outward. We all need to be like blindfolded for a minute, right? It's one of the reasons why meditation works so well. You're closing your eyes, you're going within. So whenever the whole, oh, this relationship isn't working, I'm going to self-love, I'm done with it. Remember that they represent an external projection of something you're still working within yourself. So if you're just saying F you to the person outside of you, you're still not releasing that inner allegiance of that version of you that you're no longer in alignment with, right? So it all always starts within, right? And yes, humans need human connection. So just remembering that the releasing allegiances starts with that version of you, that past version of you that is keeping you from stepping into your future version. Yes? Cool. True. Dope. You got that. Perfect time for the full moon. We are in like waning. So this is all releasing time of like, think of it as like a cup, and your cup is so full that it can't, like you can't bring anything in unless you release either those versions of yourself or things that aren't working. That could have a lot to do with, different aspects in business, but this is personal right now. So you need to be able to release so that then you can fill back up on the next new moon, right? So whatever that version of you, we're in that time right now because of the full moon. Okay, boom. Like this card every single time, I'm pretty sure it's like no caption needed, Trust yourself. Pretty sure that that's like all that needs to be said. However, when it comes to trusting yourself, what I will say with that is one of the reasons why our subconscious is telling us that we don't trust ourselves is for every single time that you have been in a situation that you didn't first check within, right? Or you went against, this is how I want to say this, you went against your internal value system. So if that was like you went on you like said yes to a date, whether your relationship or like single, right? Or so something they said and you were like, oh, you made an excuse for it. Or if you they said yes to going on a date, but it wasn't maybe exactly the guy that, really follows your values, whatever that is that you kind of made an exception for or made an excuse for, because we've all done that. Give some hearts if you can totally relate to like making those excuses when you really want to either say no or when you really want to be doing something else. Every time you do that, you literally, it registers in your subconscious as, oh, apparently I don't trust myself. So then when it comes, yes, hearts. So then when it comes to what you really want to make a decision on, right, then you waver and you're going like back and forth and being like, okay, well, should it this or should it be that? Or like, what do I do? And right. And you don't have that level of self-trust. So all of that to say, track those moments, see if you can catch yourself, if you got a hashtag stop, drop, love it in that moment and say, okay, what am I like, if this is my line, if this is my boundary for myself or whatever the situation is, right? Because this can, I'm being a little bit general right now because see how this applies for you in your life. Whatever that line is for you, before you step over the line, just like stop, drop, love. Stop whatever it is in the moment, drop into your heart, drop into the present, and be like, okay, what would I choose that is going to get me closer to love? And if whatever you were about to choose doesn't get you closer to love, then don't do that. Right? And the more times that you can do that, the more you will establish a new neural connection of self-trust within your subconscious. Cool? Boom. Yes. Dope. All right, let's skim through these because we got to get to the conscious business side. Okay. I love this. I love this. Talks about oxytocin and just, this was like the love, right? So different than desire. Softly, softly, the tender touch. So if you got a man, make it happen. If you don't got a man, make it happen. And remembering to be good and gentle to yourself, right? This goes a little bit to back what I was saying before. You get so caught up in the mind and all the things that you think that you need to be doing, and you're not giving yourself that like gentle love and self-care. And that's self-honoring, right? Oh, I love you guys. Thank you. Like rocking it. Boom. And I don't even have coffee. I had a little bit of green tea. Love it. Man, I gotta find a coffee alternative because I just love the taste of coffee. I love the taste of coffee. Okay. I love when these cards like just slay out massive synchronicity. Freedom from judgment, free to love. Where are you judging yourself right now? Where are you judging yourself? Where are you judging others? Where there is judgment, there is no love. Is basically what this is saying. If you are in judgment, if you are in comparison, because comparison means judgment of self, judgment of another, right? Okay. Yes, it is a cool pick. So free from judgment is free to love. Release whatever that judgment is. What are you making it mean? Whenever there's like judgment coming up, it's like, why is there a judgment happening, right? This is for like, does this resonate for you guys right now as far as like whatever judgments are coming up? Are you judging yourself, or are you judging something, some situation, or some person outside of you? Remembering again that the things and the people outside of you are a direct projection of that internal reflection of yourself. And something that you're judging of yourself. If there is something that irritates you about somebody else, if you're just like, they're so, or whatever, or jealousy, or judgment, or whatever it is, that is you not aligning, right? That's an unhealed part you're actually judging yourself for, right? And like, say more, what about the judgment side? What was the flip side? Plenty found. You know this, I can't remember. The flip side of judgment. It was something, and we bought that sticker, and there was the flip side of judgment. I can't remember what that is right now. Write it in if you remember what I'm talking about. Okay, I irritate myself. That's funny, girl. Okay, so perfect example. What are you making then that mean, and then loving yourself for that? Because oftentimes when we're judging something or someone outside of ourselves, there's a quality in them that you're like, how come they have that thing that then you think that you don't have? So it's a belief system that you can't have something that you think someone else has. And yet, if we take on the abundant mindset, everything, we have access to literally everything in the universe. Anything you want, you can create, unless, of course, you're in judgment, right? Cool. I think that's all I'm going to say about that. Yes, others are our mirrors, and specifically, there are mirrors when it comes to masculine and feminine. So if it's a man, then it relates to your masculine side. If it's a woman, it relates to your feminine side. Unless, of course, not to sound confusing, if it's a man that has more feminine, or if it's a woman that has more masculine. So, right, we were in like a session, we would be able to like specify how that goes with each individual person in relationship. Okay, so, but just as a general. Pandora's box, loves. Pandora's box. I want to hear from you guys. When you think of Pandora's box, I know we all say that hope, right? But what is the first thing that comes up for you when you think of Pandora's box? I want to hear from you guys, like trust it, like getting in touch with your intuition and like empowering yourself to like, what does this card mean for you? I want to hear you drop some comments. And Pandora's box, what is this one for you? Yes, we got Juliana's hearts. What is the first thing that comes up in your mind right now? Just write it. Don't, like, it doesn't have to make sense. Don't overanalyze it. Just, what is the first thing that you hear that pops into your mind or you're feeling? Weight lifted, dope. Truth being revealed, dope. Hope, yes, of course. Chaos, interesting. Anarchy, interesting. Motivation, what am I hiding? Ooh, good. You can have it all. Yes, trust, mystery, freedom, mystery, release, big trouble, freedom, open. Okay, those are dope. Different solutions, I like it. Timelines, good. Transcending timelines, let go, believe. Look at you guys. I love this. I love this. This is so badass. Set the world on fire. Awesome. And deep waters spiritually. Okay, dope. I love that. So give some hearts if all of you guys, whether you wrote in a comment or not, if you guys can relate to what you guys all said. Like, we're collectively creating this as well. So I always love hearing what you guys like come up with. Yes, hearts, opportunity, secrets, accept, dope. Okay, cool. So that's the message for that one. I love that. I love it. Okay, so getting in touch with what those are for you, and whichever ones, if whatever I, shared out, whatever somebody else said, if that resonates for you, right, then that's where you're needing to bring the most awareness to, right? Whatever that means for you. That could be either a conflict or something that you're already doing, but that's what you need to like pay most attention to right now, right? Accept, cool. Opportunity, great, I like that. Okay, cool. Okay. Slaying these. Let's go into conscious business. Give some hearts if I have some conscious entrepreneurs. Or those of you that are kind of still either following your purpose or kind of still questioning on your purpose, right? So conscious business is all about like following what your heart and your soul and your spirit is guiding you to, whether you have an actual business, right? Or whether it's, it could be something that you're really passionate about, that you're feeling like you're following your deeper purpose, but you might have another job and this is sort of like your side thing, right? Here I am. Hi, Stephanie, baby. I'm coming up hopefully this week to do another foot detox. So shout out to Stephanie Lodge. You guys saw my story on Good Vibes Wellness. Oh my God, if you're in Studio City, that's where you guys need to do for all of your holistic vibrational healing. Such an amazing place. I am going back. Okay. Yes, so girl, I'm going to come up this week. Okay, so conscious business, purpose. I love this. This is cool. I don't think we've gotten this one. Interesting. And we're going to have to, so those of you guys who don't know that much about like the gods and all of that stuff, the 3 aspects of creativity: Brahma, the creator; Vishnu, the sustainer; and Shiva, the destroyer. Okay, so we won't go into like the definitions of each one of those. One, because I know like the rough outline of each one of them, and there's so much more, and some of you guys probably know a lot more about these. So Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the sustainer, and Shiva is the destroyer. So those are the 3 aspects of creativity. So you are being asked right now, whether it's purpose or your conscious business, whatever that is for you, like get back into creativity. Too much in the mind takes you away from the heart, takes you away from your creativity. And if you're not creating, then you can't put anything out, right? So that goes full circle to what I was saying earlier. get out of the mind, what you think you should be doing, right? So it's the creator, and then how whatever you're going to create is going to sustain you, or if it's sustaining itself, right? How it can be sustaining itself. So whether that's a new program, if you need a new platform, whatever that is. And then Shiva, yes, is the destroyer, right? And yet, because without going into like a fear aspect, this kind of goes a little bit with like full moon energy, right? So the destroyer, you have to destroy and unravel what isn't working, or sort of pull things apart, which might look like you're destroying it, but so then it can come back together the way that you want it, right? So one of the things, some of you guys who are on here who did my Reviving Radiance course, one of the things that I was able to do with that is, because it's a full course, but then I actually pulled it apart and did different segments. And that's also something that's going to become more available for everybody. So stay tuned, because I'm in Shiva destroyer of like redoing websites and bringing it all back together, right? So this goes for whatever that is for you guys, with your business, with your course, with your purpose, whatever that is for you specifically. Get into creator mode, get into like, what is it going to be for you that's going to sustain it for you? How is that going to look? Is it something that can sustain you, right? Maybe it's a hobby, great, but what sustainability is there with it? And then what needs to be either pulled apart so it can come back together again better, or what needs to be released because it's not working, right? Or what, like upgrades, right? Destroyer can also be upgrades. So whatever you need to be doing on that. Boom. Yes. Okay. One, no twin flames. You are your twin flame. I know that's like, nobody wants to hear that. Doesn't mean you can't find a twin flame, a soulmate, all of that stuff, but you got to first find it within yourself, right? Shakti and Shiva is like twin flames. Kinda. And at the same time, I'm not going to say no. If that means twin flame for you, awesome. We all have different definitions, right? So I'm going to take a little Libra stance on that and be like, cool, if that's what that means for you, dope. Shakti and Shiva is your inner masculine and feminine as well, though, right? So again, that's your internal twin flame coming together, right? So, okay. Interesting. Office dynamics. Mastering social skills brings forth the collective good and creates an agile, enlivened environment. We are a product of our environments. Is that a right way to say it? Let me say better. We are highly influenced by our external environment and our internal environment. What's happening in our internal environment will then be projected into our external environment. Whatever's happening in our external environment will then reflect as our internal environment. So mastering social skills brings forth the collective good, creates agile, enlivened environment. This is like, how are you relating together? How are you, what environment are you creating? I'm going to use the word cocoon, right? Especially if it's a project that you're wanting to do. You need to create a cocoon and then set the intention for what that energy is going to be. And hopefully it could be fun and playful and not this whole like, this is draining and this is not fun and this is work and whatever, right? So really like creating that environment that then you get to set the tone for. You get to set like, how is this going to be? What is going to be a working relationship dynamic, right? If you're working with other people, could be a group of people, right? Enlivened. I love that it creates an agile and enlivened environment. Follow the fun. Create fun. Make sure that whatever is in the office dynamic, and even if you're working, if you're a solopreneur, awesome. And that's your internal conversation, your internal, like how you work with yourself. Do you make it fun? Do you set up like a cocoon working space for yourself that is fun and exciting, right? Yes, environment and foundation is everything. Exactly. And that's how you show up. Like think about it, if like everybody's either has a job, hopefully, or has had a job working for someone else potentially. And that environment, whatever that is, it's like if you go into that environment and it's not fun and everybody's in a bad mood and nobody treats each other very well, and it's just like, it doesn't make you want to go to work, right? It doesn't make you want to show up and do a job, right? It's not fun. So mastering social skills, that's how you're communicating with each other, but then also how you're communicating with yourself. So this time right now overall is like really getting in touch to our deeper emotional states and putting that shit on check. If it's not fun, if you're in a bad mood, whatever, get out of it. The quicker that you can get out of it. Stop, drop, love that as fast as you can, right? Toxic environment, no bueno. Exactly. Nobody's having fun. Nobody wants to do that. And again, if you're a solopreneur, you're the one creating that environment. Check it. Check it. It's for everybody. Okay. Oh my gosh. Interesting. Similar thing. Workplace conundrums. Working in small confines can be challenging. Ooh, who is this for? We can suffer, complain, or quit. What can be done instead? Pretty sure this goes exactly to what I was just saying. So I think these two cards, yes, hearts, go hand in hand, right? So you're in a small confine either with people that you work with or with yourself. It's not fun. It can be challenging. You're like stuck. If you're a solopreneur, you're stuck in your own head, your own relationship. You got to have that on lock really, really good, right? And yes, I could say it could maybe be worse if you're in an environment where you've got people in a bad mood, especially if you're an empath and you're picking up like all of their thoughts and emotions and all that, right? So yes, it can be challenging. We can suffer, complain, or quit, or what can be done instead. So I'm going to leave that up for you guys to discover, like, what would you come up with instead? If it wasn't complaining, if it wasn't quitting, like, what could you do? Get really, talk about creative, right? Brahma, bring in some Brahma and the creator. What could you come up with that is something creative that you can do? How can you make it playful? How can you put the fun back into it? Like, make something colorful if you need to. Like, bring and liven whatever it is that you're doing instead of suffering, complaining, or quitting. Like, what could you do instead? I don't challenge you. I invite you for an adventure to come up with something that you can do instead of complaining or quitting or suffering. So if you're in suffer, stop, drop, love, and think of something else that you could do. Anything at all, right? If you got a team of people, bring them outside and work outside in nature for a minute. Have a, I don't know, Care Bear coloring book session. Just making this up, right? Take some time to like reframe, realign your emotions, get out of the funk, whatever it is, and bring some fun and play back into it. We are so missing that. I don't care whether this is business and your purpose or your relationships. Get back to fun. Okay, and boom, disarm your triggers. Woo! This is huge. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, what trigger is stopping your flow? Oh my God, we're cutting it. Okay. What is the root of it? What you making it mean? What is the illusion, right? Usually a fear or whatever. So I love, these are like in perfect sequence, right? You guys seen that? So whatever the suffer, complain, quit, right? And what could be done instead? What is the trigger that's causing that whole suffering, complaining, or quit or wanting to quit, right? What is the root of it? What you making it mean? Get in touch with that or define whatever that illusion is, right? Cool. Heal it. And then bring some fun to it. Okay. And finally, I think this is a perfect ending. Back to norm. Say back? No, buck the norm. Excuse me. I could not switch letters around. Resist predictable thinking. Know when to create disruptive innovation. Boom. That's on point. We don't have enough time to go super deep into that, but I'm pretty sure I covered all it, like do something fun, disruptive, something that like spices it up, changes it up. We're all so in routine. Routine's really good for strengthening certain things. It can be really bad if you get stuck in that sort of rut. So I love you guys all. Thank you. I love you guys coming on and all of your comments and your engagement and your hearts, because I love your hearts so much. Mwah! I'm Serah Delane, your Conscious Lifestylist. I love you guys. See you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And by YouTube. My loves. Have a good night.